Hello everyone, I'm Eddie. Last time my teacher said that the scene was very ugly, as I let my audience watch me on my bed with strange postures. Therefore, this time I won't show my appearance. Instead, I will use my Lego features to make this video. Today, I'm gonna share my reflection on Fingersmith, written by Sarah Waters. This book describes two girls, Maud and Sue. The two girls were born in two different families. Maud was from a wealthy family, and Sue was from a poor family. They both were originally hired to devour each other's money. However, they fell in love with each other during the process. Oh, I love you. I love you more. I just want you. I want you too. The two girls seemed to have nothing to do with each other, but there was a huge secret behind their identities. They were switched and sent to different families when they were just babies. Maud should be the poor one. Sue should be the rich one. It was Mrs. Susby that switched them and set out the plan of the fraud to gain all the heritage from the two girls. This book is full of conflicts, ethics of family and love, and the desire for freedom. It's quite an interesting book to read. Next, I will share my reflections on the 4 passages I have chosen. On the page 12, there is a line from the narrator, Sue. She let me sleep beside her in her own bed. She shined my hair with vanguard. You treat Jules like that. From the narration, we can tell that Mrs. Susby treats Sue the most gently. At first, I thought Mrs. Susby was a good mother, full of love for Sue, despite the fact that they were not blood related. However, as I keep reading this book, I realized one thing. Mrs. Susby treated Sue so nicely, only to gain all the heritage from her biological mother. Therefore, as Mrs. Susby achieved her goal, she abandoned Sue in a madhouse. On the page 31, there is also an evidence. Your fortune still to be made, and ours, Sue, along with it. As the word fortune was implied as the heritage, the writer had buried a seed that Mrs. Susby was actually an evil and selfish woman, and she disguised herself as a good mother in the presence of the poor girl, Sue. From the line, but I could not want a lover more than I want freedom, on page 240. Here, I can tell that Maud had always wanted freedom, but now she got a strong feeling on Sue. She was kind of hesitant about which she should choose. If she had chosen freedom, she must have lied to Sue. If she had chosen Sue, she may not have the freedom that she desired. Apart from the conflict, she must have worried about other things, such as social traditions at that time. In the past, homosexual love was not allowed. People used to treat those homosexuals much worse than nowadays people does. They regarded homosexuals as witches or Satan, as we all know how previous people would do to a witch. After waiting so long for a chance, Maud finally succeeded in escaping from Mrs. Susby's house. Innocent as she was, she thought that her friend, Mr. Hawtrey, would help her. However, she was betrayed. It was until Maud was asked to go where, after bargaining with the driver, that she realized there was no place for her to go but Mrs. Susby's house. On the page 391, she shouted desperately, "I have nowhere else. I have nowhere and no one. I thought I knew it. I never knew it till now. I have nothing, no home." I feel so sorry for Maud, for she had finally found the hope for being freedom once. But the hope still left her alone. On page 200, the books fill me, at first with a kind of horror, for it seems a frightful thing. Maud had been forced to write some inappropriate books, such as erotic books, by her uncle. She used to hate writing those books because sometimes her uncle abused her. As a result, writing should be a nightmare to her. But why did she still do that thing, even though she could have chosen not to do in the end of the story? I think it's because that writing was the only thing that Maud could do. The idea is kind of like the one of my third passage. In the third passage, I mentioned that she escaped Mrs. Susby's house only to find out there was no place she could go. So she returned back to Mrs. Susby's house. Likewise, as she had nothing else that she could do, she chose back to write erotic books. Not because she had no choice, but because it was the only thing that she was good at. But compared to the time when her uncle forced her to write, this time Maud turned her hatred of writing into power, and used that power to write as a way to express her feeling of missing Sue. Like what Maud said in the end of the story on page 547. It's filled with all the words for how I want you. Those are the 4 passages that I want to share, and this is my video. I'm Eddie. I hope you guys enjoy my video and enjoy this book. Thank you for watching.